Oh my goodness. He looked like a superhero.
Y'all see his fit? Holy cow. I mean, it's a shit mom, but y'all see his fit though, right? Sheesh.
He got pink eye. He was eating ass. Alright. Respectfully.
Show me your best, a crystal blister. It's all over now, it's like a game. You said you need more candy cane. Okay, cold freaks got a high kick, mister, twister, moist with roaster. Stick it up, take it up, step aside, so that will affect. So back, take it out to the middle. Brainwave name is like you get a high kick, relax, select. Show me your best, a crystal blister. It's all over now, it's like a game. You said you need more candy cane. Okay, cold freaks got a high kick, mister, twister, moist with roaster. Stick it up, take it up, step Morning rays, hair spin queens, get on to the way to the nest, to us, the honest. They once had a dream, bellows the side and the cells, the unity. Cornet and spinet and sound flows, flow to their home, dragged by the power of the dream. That power is yet unknown.
All right. Hello. Welcome, please. Congrats on first. White Among Us, gay sex. Why am I not surprised? All right, finally. Don't feel like playing Yu-Gi-Oh, but also probably aren't. I've got some plans later, so just gonna squeeze in this stream. So we'll be reacting. Finally, we can cover the Ibra Wayne arc. Finally, the tension he seeks, the tension he craves. We're going to give Ibra Wayne. We're gonna finally get it. We're gonna finally react to it. No, that's cap. That's cap. No one gives a shit about Ibra Wayne. Hello, Maybach. How's it going? What's it called? Honestly, has anyone picked up that like story or whatever? Like, I feel like I've only seen it. Like, I haven't seen anyone respond to that. Okay, anyway. I guess I want to turn off the music for this. Yeah. Okay. No more The World Ends With You. All right. Yummy FTK 100% success rate. And it's by RY. One thing I know about RY, he has the A to Z Dragon Cannon PFP. That's where I got the idea to build it in Duel Links. They're they tend to be impractical, but cool proofs of concepts. So, but it's entertaining. All right, we have Cookie. All right, Lolipo. Not my goat. Sunlight Teams. Sunlight Teams was crazy. Also, I'm hearing reports that this deck is a fraud deck. It's not as nearly as good as people hyped it up to be. I'm hearing reports of this. I haven't played much gameplay of Yummy. I'll probably just wait until they're in Master Duel. Maybe when they're into TCG, I'll find out what they're about. But I guess I'm also just paying attention to K9 and Jeff Jones was so hyped about this. You think Pokemon Pocket gets support to Nintendo Switch too? That'd be crazy. If they get a port, I'd be really impressed. Bruh. Numeron Library. Bruh. I mean, that's actually, out of all the FTKs I've seen, this seems a lot more practical than, Oh, wait, actually, no, it's not. It's not practical. Numeron Wall attaches a random extra deck monster. That's not practical. You have to have, what extra deck, how much extra deck do you have to start with? Wait, you go through all 15? Bruh. I don't know. Okay, never mind. Back to the bin with you. Who is the GOAT? Guess you'll find out. When they're live, you'll find out. I don't think it's like 4 different choices. Never mind. I was like, oh, this doesn't seem that tough to, not that many. Yeah, okay. All right, there was the... Since you use all but one extra technology, you always... Exactly. I haven't bought a game console in like a decade, so I sort of want to see what it's like nowadays. Phone it in with the Nintendo Switch. I'm gonna probably get a Nintendo Switch 2 eventually. The Lite turned out... Now that I started streaming, I regret the investment of the Nintendo Switch Lite. It was really useful back in the day, though, so I can't really complain that much. But I would prefer to stream Master Duel on my Switch, I don't really like the PC version. Coder's worst nightmare. Yeah, Bish Falcon. All right. All right, that was impressive. You know, I thought he was gonna do some Zushin bullshit when I saw all the level 1 normals. Ignore the fact that there's no Zushin in this deck list, but still, like, bruh. Why Dust on? I don't think I can get a Nintendo Switch 2 anywhere near the release date. I heard that shit gonna be go sold out. How did you hear about that, bro? It hasn't even released. Did you see the future? Are you invincible? Did you obtain precognition during the conquest fight, which gave you the edge? Chat, what's up? Let me help all of you out. What happened? All right, we have Stinky Feet, Sniffa, or Pass Waifu tier list. I got the Switch 1 week 1 of release, no pre-order. Oh shit, we actually got like, oh god, we got the cheat code. The video game journalist said that there's limited quantity. Oh, okay. Yeah. What's it called? I will drop the wisdom. All right, sick. I'll do my preamble while you're dropping the wisdom. All right, so this one actually kind of was what motivated me to do the react in the first place. People in Spain fucking hate Nintendo. Nar. Goyo Defenders, nah. Goyo Defenders, that was crazy because it was released at least in the TCG. Goyo Defender. I don't remember what the timing was, but it was unplayable. It was either playable during the time of release for a short time, and then unplayable when the April 4th Master Rule came out, and like I was making coffee. I missed the FTK. Oh my god, do we really gotta watch the? Here's the FTK. All right, bruh. Start with Yummy. Okay, we'll watch the FTK. The dude who made the Joshua Schmidt Solemn Yugioh? Yeah. That's the guy. Here. You can take notes. It's fine? Okay. Solemn was my go. His balance reactions were priceless? Hell yeah. There's your Goyo Defender. Fucking... And he's another red flag. Whenever Goyo Defender shows up, he's a red flag. At least he didn't overlay from MX Saber Invoker. People in Spain fucking hate Nintendo. No shortage in stock. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, that's a good cheat code. All right, so yeah, I was motivated to watch this in the first place. It's important to gain perspective, in my opinion. I love this game, but you know, sometimes people fall out of love, and it's important to understand why, you know, this happens. You know, there's probably always going to be understandable reasons, and you know, as long as there's understandable reasons, I can, you know, it shouldn't be too hard to adopt, you know, their perspective, you know. So I'm not here to like argue against what he's about to say. There might be some things, I don't know if I have much to add, you know. I kind of wanted to, you know, see what he had to say. We looping Lone Fire with this one. Real one's overlay for melee of the trees. He's very understandable. Awesome. So yeah, I'm just curious what he has to say. I remember seeing stuff like he do deck profiles and stuff, but like he wasn't too active. But I also never paid attention to when he posted. So I kind of, when he brought up that he was like, I watched for like 1 minute or something, but he brought up like he wasn't active. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's true. Hold on. My chat element is actually... Oh, so I need to update this chat element. Hold on, I need to update this. He was playing during Snake Eyes Ubel format. Uh-oh. Ubel. Uh-oh. Alright, I have to remove the lock. Okay, I think... Don't worry, this will only take a second. Wait, really? What the fuck? It's not large enough. Bruh. What is going on? Okay. No. What the fuck? Okay. Hold on. I thought this was gonna be easy. Yeah. Wait, why the fuck is it? Excuse me. What happened? Oh, dude, I really fucked things up. The gacha has not been. Where blunder gacha? Oh, hold on. I just broke something and now I have to fix it. But we'll put on while blunder. It's up. I think I have to do this. It's not showing up. Saul Module taught me how to net deck OC players when I was a baby Master Duel. All right. I'm always wary about when it comes to like people talking about the OCG. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is fixed. Why? Where's Blunder Gotcha though? Let me refresh, mix it up. I demand a refund. Let me try one more time.
It was banned
There you
from NetDex AG. It killed AG. So you can't even do anything with this? Dude, this shit is literally triple Ubers. Yo! So you're telling me this shit is literally...
There we go.
Literally triple Ubers. He's literally triple Ubers is what you're
There we go.
lying. You're telling me this guy is literally...
All right, you didn't get scammed.
This is actually more broken.
What
Rayquaza and Zacian and all of them.
was that anyway? Was that
What the fuck?
Wonder Guard?
Dude, this is the first triple Uber. Yeah, this is the most broken
Holy
mod
shit.
of all time, right? Yeah, because nothing has ever been...
Dang, how do you get bound from that
This is the
format?
strongest
All right, let
mod
me
of
click
all
on
time.
this.
Dude, this is the funniest shit of all time.
Copy
I
decks
knew this
without
shit was
names with this
broken, but I
one
didn't know it
trick.
was the most
Master Duel
broken mod
beginner
of all
friendly.
time. What the fuck?
All right.
Do you sometimes have the card art for a deck, but you don't actually know its name, so now you can't put it in your deck? I have a little trick for you.
Look at this asshole. He didn't even put the card.
Original Syphil spoil into Ash Poplar was banned in
So
TCG
we
2024.
downloaded
Snake
the
Eye
new
fine
one
pieces
app.
became
Next we
unplayable.
open the app. Now it downloads some data. Next you go to decks. And
Hey, this is
then
actually
camera
helpful.
search, give access. And now it will look for the cards. So we take
I
a
see.
photo,
You use this
focus,
technique
and it just
with the
photos
OCG.
all the card names for the cards it recognizes.
Excuse
So you
me.
focus on the ones you're actually looking
This is actually a good feature. Holy shit.
for. But look, it's very, very accurate. And now you know your names, and you can start deck building.
Subscribe.
I never knew this existed. What the fuck? Master might follow with the balance stick guys will drop to rogue deck. Dang. You think yeah. Kind of wild. Whoa, this is cool. Okay, I did not know that. Okay.
Here we are, another one of these. A I quit Yu-Gi-Oh video. I think this has to be like a little tradition in the
You
Yu-Gi-Oh
memorize card art? Yeah, yeah.
Things have seemed
The only thing that tripped me up.
I don't know.
Oh, hold on.
Just has to go and do a little gut punch. You know, not that I don't think mine will be much of a gut punch. I actually haven't uploaded since last year, July or something. So yeah, let's tell the story. Before we get into everything, I think the first
Ill
thing to
Yu-Gi-Oh.
discuss is that there's different kinds of Yu-Gi-Oh players.
Yeah, the one that did
The
trip me
easiest
up
way for me
was
to divide everything is 3 levels. There's
what's it
casual,
called?
which is
Kinka Bio
you play
and
some Goto,
what's his
you
name?
play some Edison,
Are you
maybe you go
new?
to locals once in a while.
Okay.
You might
Kinka Bio and the stupid Earthbound Immortal.
enjoy a regional with your
But
friends,
I'm not the
go
only one.
4-4, and that was your day, but you had loads of fun at table 200 playing Burning Abyss or something. You know that is casual. And
Try to
casual
do
is
card
perfectly
guesser like
casual.
Line Walker.
It is perfectly possible
Yeah,
that you are
try to
having
do card
loads of
guesser.
fun, you know, with a lower power format or just with the
Card
other
guesser's not the
or something
same.
like that, and you know I suck ass.
No, it's
at
not Line
Yu-Gi-Oh,
Walker.
But I'm having fun. I don't spend a lot of time. I don't spend a lot of money, and it's totally cool. You know, that's perfect. Honestly, you might be the happiest Yu-Gi-Oh player if you're in that category. All right, so then we get into the mid-core player, which is something I think Team APS.
Oh man, mid-core, come on, bro.
You're the type to go to a regionals. You might even go to some YCSs. You've got some regional tops. You've got maybe
Should I get to M1 next season with Chunderless Senpai? Do it. I believe you can do it.
You are not a consistently topping YCS.
Groundkeeper, yeah, that sounds
You're
right.
traveling the world to go to all of these YCSs. You are not qualifying worlds. You know, none of that. You might, you know, top some regionals. You might even win a regional, depending on regional size or how hard it was or how lucky you were that day. But you're not part of the hardcore grinders. You are not in that conversation. That to me is a mid-core player. And then you've got the hardcore players. Hardcore players, in my opinion, are the ones who are traveling the world probably to, get as many YCSs as possible. Depending on budget, this might look different for other people, of course. But you are consistently topping these YCSs. You know, you are in the world's race, whether in Master Duel or otherwise. You are grinding Dueling Book consistently to be at that top level, and you are in that conversation. People know you as one of those players. We're talking about the Pags, the Joshua Schmidt, the Jesse Cotton, the Hani, the LeBlanc, Ruben, and so forth. You know, all these players topping consistently. That is the hardcore
Yeah.
class. And I think it's very important to realize which you are and which you aren't. I would say I was part of those mid-core players. I've got some regional tops, I've got a regional win, sure. I have no YCS tops or anything like that, and that is 100% my fault. I did not test enough. I did not pick the correct decks. When Snake Eyes was clearly the proper deck to play, I was playing Yubel because I found it more fun. When maybe Rescue Ace was best deck in AGOF format or something like that, I was playing Tier Elements, just having fun. But I was still
What category would Maurice's fall into? It's up to you.
And the choices.
I don't.
Why am I saying this? Because the way you enjoy the game is going to be extremely different depending which category you're in. For example, if the format is ass at one point, but you only play GOAT, that doesn't affect you. If the format is horrible, but you're only going to locals where you get to beat up the Trap Trick Structure deck, who fucking cares? You're gonna have so much fun anyway, so it doesn't matter. At the same time, if the format maybe is a Tier 0 format where the best minds are destroying each other and you get destroyed by the best minds, let's say, a Tier 0 tournament format, if you're a hardcore player, you're having the time of your life. But if you're not, you do not have the time of your life. So again, depending on which category you're in, different things of Yu-Gi-Oh! Are going to feel different for you, and you might find the format awesome or not awesome. You might find the game great.
I appreciate that.
So we have to establish this because otherwise none of the other things are making sense. So I was a mid-core player, doing fine.
Yeah, no, I appreciate him, like, at least, like, trying to address that there's, like, a lot of different perspectives in this game. They sometimes clash a lot, resulting in a bunch of drama. Quote unquote, whatever you pass as drama for Yu-Gi-Oh. Shave Snatch tier is fucked up. Take it back.
From mid-core to hardcore, you are going to have to spend some time. I know a few months ago, Pac was like, oh, I'm still topping despite having this hard job and so forth. But the only reason that's true is because Pac already put in a lot of that time the years before that. All of those high-level instincts and then the connections you get from that are crucial. And I'm not just saying, oh, you need to know someone to do well. Not at all. If you right now decide I am going to spend 8 hours a day on Dueling Book, grinding the living shit out of everything, and then I'm going to be playing like Iron Mans against the best players ever, and I'm going to do that literally 8 hours a day for 3 years, you will be a hardcore player even if you have 0 connections today. Absolutely. This game, at the highest level, is extremely skill-based, the best players are consistently topping, and if you aren't, that's on you. But if you do not have the time to do that, sorry, you're shit out of luck. There is no way you can put casual time into Yu-Gi-Oh! And become a hardcore player unless you already have the years of not doing that. So now that we have prefaced this entire story, we can talk about why I quit. So last year, I was having fun with Yubel at a point where Yubel was actually pretty strong. And Shifter was really, really, really annoying. You would have Tenpai in the format, and you would just draw face, Shifter, and oh, it's pass, I guess. And then they normal summon a Tenpai, and you lost. Hey, you can go home. Hope you had fun. Okay, next round. Draw face, Shifter, okay, pass. They normal summon a Tenpai, they won. All right, hope you had fun. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Why am I taking a 2-hour train to randomly lose to someone who opened some fucking bullshit auto-win floodgates and then go home? This feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. And now you might say, oh, but you should have just played the correct deck, which was Snake Eyes. And I agree. Again, if you're
I don't know if that was okay. Okay, if you come up with that in response to that, that is like, I don't even think that's even a valid like. Just play Snake Eyes because you're just gonna introduce other problems, right? Like maybe you have to like, lock in the mirror, and then maybe you'll find the mirror more annoying. And then what do you do then? Do you just go, oh, you should have kept playing Yubel? You don't have to deal with the mirror no more. Yeah. I don't know. Someone must have told him that for him to like bring that up specifically or whatever. But whoever told him that was being extremely unhelpful. What the fuck?
The correct decks, these things will affect you less. But if you aren't, which is the large majority of Yu-Gi-Oh players,
have to beat them, join them.
Simply fucking sucks. And then you can say like, oh, but that's only like specific formats. It's only specific decks. It's only. And I started thinking, is it? Is it only specific formats, specific decks? I started thinking back, and I'm just like, I feel this way every format. Like
the whole new deck engineer rather than
like, oh, they'll hit Kashtira and then we can play fun Yu-Gi-Oh again. And mind you, I was playing Kashtira, because I was forced to. but in Kashtira,
hey Servo, how's it going? Morning. Servo.
But then you think back, like right before that was Tier 0 Tier Element, and I found that fun, but everyone else didn't find that fun. So during that format, people were like, oh, but they'll hit Tier because it's Tier 0. Obviously, it's way too broken, and then we'll go back to fun Yu-Gi-Oh. But then you go right before that format, and that was like Scythe Lock Turbo, and people are like, oh, no. See, we're going to hit Scythe, and then Yu-Gi-Oh is going to be fun. And then during tier format, even you shifted by Exo.
Anything, how do I describe it? Any prescriptions that have to do with the banlets fixing things, that is never going to happen, all right? Like, Konami hits things way too late. the product releases change things too much usually. You know, like you if you're still playing this game, you cannot cope on a ban list like fixing everything. Like, oh, they're gonna hit Scythe. How long did it take them to hit Scythe, by the way? Wasn't it like 2 ban lists later when it was actually relevant? Like finally they did it, but you know, I'm not complaining, but like this happens a lot, you know. I don't know. I just think I mean, it probably gives people hope, but don't do that. I would recommend not doing that. You're gonna like it's very disappointing when the ban list does the like the bare minimum. Like even the Master Duel ban list, like they hit Beatrice, and we all kind of wanted that, but they didn't do much more beyond that. You know, they even brought back Block Dragon, which is like probably negative karma that cancels out the positive karma from banning Beatrice. But yeah, damn. That's rough. That's rough.
And it's like, oh, but you know, they'll hit that, and then Yu-Gi-Oh will be fun. Promise, this time for real. They'll hit this thing, and then Yu-Gi-Oh will become fun. And then the format after, it's like, oh, we're playing these Snake Eyes mirrors or whatever you're playing, and oh, they flipped skill drain, and now you auto lose, and it's like, no, see, these floodgates, they're gonna hit them.
Oh yeah, Gem Knights.
Then Yu-Gi-Oh will be fun. And everyone keeps saying that we'll return to some like mysterious Yu-Gi-Oh that we all know and love.
Donkey Kong
But I don't think
leaking.
any one of us has actually ever gotten to play that Yu-Gi-Oh. I do not
Oh.
think that the mysterious Yu-Gi-Oh that is fun that we will be returning to once the ban list fixes issue 769 actually ever existed. I don't think the fun Yu-Gi-Oh existed. And I know that's
Red
like
deck's
very
top tier,
harsh
usually
to
ban
say,
list, 1 to
because
3
I
months tier
love
1,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
3 to 6 tier
Okay,
2 to 3,
this
hand
story
trap
is
side deck,
over, by the way.
9
It's
months
not
2
just
years.
I listened
And the
to
ban
it
list is
all
one
the time.
expected at this point.
I
It's pretty
love
much
it. I love
guaranteed.
that.
So that's why I don't even
I
like
love so much about
expect the
Yu-Gi-Oh.
ban list to fix anything. Like it's never going to do it. I've seen so many ban lists, bro. I'm gonna pull Unk rank right there, but so many ban lists have done this, like where they just like they finally address something, but it's like too little, too late. There have been like one or like there's also a people don't do this anymore, but like the emergency ban list cope is also pretty hilarious. Like there's always somebody who's like, surely they'll do an emergency ban list. I feel like they've only done that like 3 times, 2 times in the time I've been playing. Like there was the Pepe format early, like that list came out really early, and then what was the other? What was the second time? Was it Spiral? I don't remember, but like emergency ban lists barely even happen. Yeah, yeah, ban list cope.
It's like,
You can't cope on the ban list anymore.
when do I love Yu-Gi-Oh? If it's not a format, maybe it's specific games, you know? Maybe every format has its issues, but there are specific games that make it all work. And I start thinking,
Tier was one of
do I
them?
enjoy playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, that was not one of them.
Trap Wars, where I lose to a triple tactics talents? Do I enjoy like a smart use of imperm?
Actually, we did get that early ban list where they unlimited defissure and shit like that, but I don't think they banned anything in particular in that form, in that ban list. I don't think this would have been like an emergency list is extremely specific type of list. The one I remember most clearly is the one with Pepe format, where after like a couple months after Breakers of Shadow released, I think it was in January. I think it was in December or the month before December. Then in January or February, they released a list that hit like Performer Pal Pendulum Sorcerer. I forgot. Did they ban Plush Fire? I forgot. Like they really went in. They like the product was barely out of rotation. Yeah, there's. I'm trying to remember one of them. It was like a long time ago though.
Do I enjoy that? Hell no. I don't enjoy that. When do I fucking enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh? And I think back, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh is when there's no game-defining non-engine. Zero. You know, fuck your Ash, fuck your Imperm, fuck your Nibiru, fuck your Skill Drain, fuck all of that. Fuck your triple tactics talents taking a Rise Heart. You know, fuck all of that. And I understand if you had a format like that, you know, it would just be FTK Turbo, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying I want that format. I'm saying Yu-Gi-Oh is most enjoyable when not a single non-engine instantly wins the game, and there's like a giant board in front of me. I have 6 cards of engine, and I need to tactically maneuver through everything my opponent has set up, and I break the board and I OTK. Or the flip side, I built like a crazy board, and my opponent gradually needs to go through it with their engine, and I need to utilize my interruptions correctly to stop them from breaking through. That to me is peak Yu-Gi-Oh! Powerful engines versus powerful engines just going through stuff. And then lower power versions of that is, you know, whenever there's a lower power format where these engines, you know, are fighting against each other. That is the peak Yu-Gi-Oh! That I love. And then I was thinking, when does that
Peak.
happen? Ever. And the answer is it doesn't. That Yu-Gi-Oh, that mythical Yu-Gi-Oh that I finally defined as the Yu-Gi-Oh that I love, engine versus engine, just gradually grinding through stuff and so it doesn't fucking exist. Now don't get me wrong, it will sometimes happen. You know, I vividly remember being at a regional and my opponent had built a full Dragon Link board with every fucking interruption, 2 Bestials in hand. I opened only Tearlaments cards and I played right through it. And I vividly remember that because I walked out of the venue so excited. I had to tell all my friends this was the most fun I've ever had in Yu-Gi-Oh! Just my engine and my plays going through their board was incredible. It was, and it was the fact that I remember that specific game shows me that those games almost never happen. And now you could argue, oh, maybe it's because you just suck that you don't play true boards with engine. And it's like, no, playing true boards with engine is something I'm able to do. It's just very often the board is also backed up by LOL skill drain. Now it won, I understand. But like backed up by LOL, Droll, LOL, whatever.
T-set pass was weak. Bro's gonna be for like 12 hours. I'm at work, bro. KBJ. Oh my god.
Kind of like engine and non-engine at the same time. I do like what they're doing there. But overall, this type of
True. Oh, that reminds me. I need to add.
And that hit me like a truck. Just like
I found a emo that
mid at because I'm not able to put in the time I should be doing if I want to go to that next level. Having the thought hit me that the Yu-Gi-Oh I love doesn't exist was
I need to add this emo. I saw this in KBJ's stream and I was
maybe all of that is still fine. If
this
they
is so
start
good.
hitting those lingering floods.
Duros
They had
eggs?
been doing a good job again. This was last year. Gradually
All
hitting.
right.
So I was like, okay, surely they just need to hit shifter.
Oh, but it's not gonna show up on the overlay because I literally just added it.
And then the Mulcharmies started coming out. And that's when things took a turn for the really worst. Because
Okay, understandable. There are people who hate
Deck
Mulcharmies.
doesn't get to use one of the best resources in the game, being the graveyard. That probably meant
Yo,
that
new
they
emo.
wasn't when Exo Sister shifted you, the games where they didn't shifter you, they were playing a shit deck, so it was fine. When Flu shifted you, whenever they didn't open shifter, they were playing a shit deck, so it was fine. Kashtira, I mean, that was the best deck for a reason, but it was still actually a pretty low power deck after they hit a Rise Heart 2-1 and Diablosis 2-0. So
Mulcharmies are fine.
Straight up ass. Tenpai was then too strong for being a shifter deck, but I was thinking, they'll gradually hit shifter. It's mostly weaker decks anyway, it's fine. But then these Charmies were straight up lingering floods that every deck could play. And now I know some people are all pro Mulcharmy or saying, oh, you can play around them, but
Yeah, like I said before, like Mulcharmies are fine now, but like lingering floodgates are very hard to counter. And there's probably going to be like a future where they will be unbearable. Like I will not rule out that possibility. So while I think they're okay for now, because like even the decks that hard lose to Mulcharmies, right now they seem to be. Right now it seems we still have. I don't know. I don't want to get into like a Mulcharmy debate, but like you can't rule out the possibility that like in the future they will be like annoying. Like them being lingering floodgates.
But Mulcharmy Thuaros, to me, it might as well be maxi. You can say, oh, but this deck can play through it, and then pass on a little board and it's fine. But it's like, yes, but 95% of decks cannot. If Mulcharmy Thuaros goes off against a Yubel deck, what are you going to do? You're going to Samsara pass, or you're going to give them plus 71? I mean, up to you, but one of the two is going to happen. And every single tier 2 deck and below is also in that boat. A Thuaros ends your life.
As they can't Mulcharmy after a Savage board. That is well, that is the one really nice thing about Mulcharmy. Honestly, I think well, one thing I'll add about Mulcharmies, like Jesse has mentioned this before, but like the ability to activate a second one after you answer the first feels really whack. You know what I mean? Like you're playing a weirder version of the minigame. That is very, very like if it's just one and you answer it, it's kind of no different than the maxi minigame. But it's when it resolves, it's less impactful. But like if they have a second one, you use like a resource, called by Ash Blossom. You pretty much just wasted it, and you feel like, well, shit, I'm stupid. Like when I'm not saying it's like it is so weird. I'm not saying it's like more toxic or whatever. Like, but that feels super whack when they have more than one. There was one thing I wanted to say, but yeah.
Isn't just maxi for like 95% of decks. I'm not saying those are the best decks. And again, if you're a hardcore player and you are on the correct type of deck, you're totally fine here. You don't give a fuck. But that's not me. So to me, I was like, wow, this Yu-Gi-Oh I hate.
Yeah, ability chain mix.
Is about
Yeah.
to become even more common. And that's when I decided I'm out. I'm just no longer going to waste my time being mid at this game that I do not have the time for to actually go beyond mid. So why am I even trying? You know, I'll just quit, and that's when I stopped uploading. Now at the time, I thought I would not be making a video, you know, being all doomer and going like, I'm quitting and it's because Yu-Gi-Oh sucks and blah 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 blah. But now I'm releasing a song with my band, and I figured, you know, this is the perfect time to milk this and get some pre-saves on our new song on Spotify. Go to the link in the description and pre-save our song. Joking aside, the actual reason I'm making the video is because I was at locals actually. So yeah, this story is gonna have a happy ending. You know, don't stick around, wait for that. But I was at locals, and there was a friend of mine who I was talking to and was like, yeah, I didn't want to make like a doomer video. It's just annoying, you know. I understand why some people do it because they're, you know, they will be missed and a bunch of people are gonna ask where they are.
Yeah, tell you so.
Who fucking cares? I just make some Master Duel videos from time to time. I'm, you know, I'm not a big YouTuber or anything like that. And he said like, oh really? You don't have comments of people asking where you are? And I'm like, I never checked. So I checked, and it turns out on a bunch of videos people were asking where I was. So I was like, oh, damn, I kind of left some people out to dry, so I'm sorry. So here's the video. I didn't want to worry you. I'm alive, actually. So yeah, so now I am making the doomer video. But before you think I'm a doomer, here is the happy ending. You can save my band's song. No, okay, I mean you can, but that's not the happy ending. The happy ending is, as I said, I love Blue Eyes. And you know, while I quit Yu-Gi-Oh, I saw this ad. You know, I don't know if it was not an ad from official Yu-Gi-Oh, but an ad for.
The feeling you act way too full and they use Requiem.
Wait, Blue Eyes? Blue Eyes? So I was like, well, Yu-Gi-Oh sucks balls. Surely it can be fun to summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon once in a while. So I got the Blue Eyes structure decks, and I started messing around with it. I'm like, wow, this is fun. This is so fun. So I slammed the Blue Eyes engine into a 60-card pile, and I was like, wow, this is great. And I went to locals. And I had fun playing at locals, you know, picked up my Blue Eye structure decks, rammed the cards in, tried to get some of those fancy secret rares, and just played. And I went 2-2 or something like that. I didn't know what the fuck all these Malice cards did, and I didn't know what Rezal cards did. I figured out what Detonator does. That thing is crazy. That is fucking, why would you play anything but Rezal? You're out of your mind if you don't play shit,
I'm so glad people came around the Detonator. When this guy was released, I was hyping. I was glazing the fuck out of Resonator. So I was like, this is the best rank 4 that was printed. And then like someone responded to me like, it's not that, it's okay. And I was like, no, you guys don't, you guys, Rise Detonator is fucking cracked. I was an industry plant for Rise Deal Detonator. Like I'm just so glad he's the GOAT right now. Actually, have you read Shockmaster? Yippee! Empire Adam has enough tops to be tier 3 on the site before it's even legal. Holy shit. Oh my god, the tier list. Let's go. Hey, awesome. Oh my god. Shockmaster? Fuck Shockmaster, bro. I only seen Shockmaster when Gadgets and Modolche like just opened Ultimate Offering, and then they Shockmaster. Oh, Windups too. I remember Windups. You're gonna tell me Adam is doing nothing. What the hell? How do people tell you that? I don't know. Are these people ghosts? There's no way these people are real. How does Adamance? I don't know what people are. You know what I noticed? People still think like the Adamancipator tuners are like the cards the main parts of the engine. Like, what if I whiff on the Adamancipator tuners? I'm like, bruh. You only. I feel like Researcher, like the extender, is like the really good one. You know. Original MDM helpers is yeah. So like, I think people are still stuck. Like I don't think you need a hit with an Adamancipator anymore. Like that's the impression I got, at least with Block Drag. So, you just do not respect that deck. It's crazy. To be fair, I'm just gonna block it out of my mind until I get, you know, I don't want to worry about it until I get fucking full comboed by five main monster zone, 1 extra monster zone, and then I'll be like. Gambling has been complete. Yeah, see, yeah, you're not gambling. Yeah, so I see people call it Rock Gamba nowadays. So it's like, I think people just, I don't know. They live in their little bubble, you know.
Of these cards I was just reading, but I went to 2. I summoned some Blue Eyes White Dragons. I had fun. I was like, wow, you know, once in a while. Maybe this is not too bad. And that's when it hit me. Yu-Gi-Oh only sucks balls in the mid-core section. It suddenly made sense why Team APS made this video about the dying mid-core Yu-Gi-Oh players. That's me. I'm right here. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't suck balls. Yu-Gi-Oh just sucks balls for the 60% of players in the middle. The players who are not putting in the time to become hardcore or don't have the money to become hardcore, but also try too hard to go beyond casual. Trust me, guys. Yu-Gi-Oh is great when you're a pro, and Yu-Gi-Oh is great when you just want to mindlessly summon some Blue Eyes White Dragons and don't give a fuck what the outcome of the game is. I had fun. And so the next week I went to locals.
I feel like that's a grass is greener perspective. I don't know if like just because you're pro, you're like automatically enjoying the game. I feel like you have quite a few pro players complaining about the state of the game, like, oh, I got Chundrad, is Chundrad? They have the exact same complaints about Shifter and Scythe as he does. Getting Lancia while playing Malice. So I don't know. I feel like from his perspective, it looks like the grass is greener, but I feel like on the other side of I think casual players will also look towards, I don't know. There was some spicy replay when opponent resolved Maxi. Fuelos Pereira got decked out before giving code FTK the fuck. We have Okawashi, Burns, and Millennium cards. 2025 hitting miners are a bonus. Hell yeah.
Like my Blue Eyes White Dragon. That was
Yeah, dude, right? Yeah, we have
awesome.
Millennium.
Happy ending. I may have quit Yu-Gi-Oh, seriously, because in my opinion, mid-level Yu-Gi-Oh is just a drag. But casual Yu-Gi-Oh, just going to locals once in a while and summoning the ultimate whatever the fuck of destruction, that was great, and I had a great time. Now, does that mean I will start uploading again? Probably not, because I will have to become, invested and actually care.
Oh, fuck.
I am at my happiest.
Yo, thank you for the gift
Focus
subscription.
on my company, which also,
Welcome, Sivanji. Thank you. I need a name. Hell yeah. Now I leave? Oh shit. The gospel of Black Dragon has been spread. The proselytization. Thank you so much. Alright. Bye-bye. Thank you, thank you.
I'm sorry. May you see the light one day. I'm not telling you to quit or whatever. I'm just saying, like, I'm having a great time down here, and pros are having a great time up there. If you're having a great time in the middle, awesome, keep going. But if you're not having a great time in the middle, you can put the time in to go up, or you can just get down in the mud. Get down in the mud with us, casuals. It's great. You can play Goat, you can play Edison, you can play domain format, the weird commander thing. That looks sick. You can.
He's telling you to quit?
have a great life beyond that. You can still be part of the best franchise.
He's telling me to quit.
Duel monsters. Don't give a fuck. It's great. That's all I have to say.
I'm a pretty casual TCG player. Even though I have Ryzeal, I fucking suck ass with that deck. I don't even have Eclipse Twins. So like my boards are outable. So yeah, I don't have Eclipse Twins in my deck, so those cheesy FTKs, Burns, deck, no balance, MD is quite a puzzle. What is the core message of this video? I tuned in P late. He was just explaining why he quit Yu-Gi-Oh! I think a bit of burnout. He would go to regionals a lot, and he would face a lot of unfun things like Shifter. Then he Shifter while playing Yubel. Admittedly it was a strong deck at the time, but he was also saying that when he looked back at previous formats, he preferred games where he was just matching someone's engine with his engine. And when he really thought about it, there was a lot of complaints he had about the game that were probably not addressed, like Scythe during Sword Soul format. What's called? There was a couple of format examples, but he probably kind of just like did a introspective and like decided like, yeah, like I'm not getting this, like his vision of good Yu-Gi-Oh is engine versus engine, but in reality his past experience has been like dealing with floodgates and shit like that. So it's like, okay, this is never gonna happen, and there's always gonna be some big thing he wants to be addressed, whether it's like right now it's probably Shifter, and he just felt like it was a good time to quit. So just talking about quitting, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Ooh, should I have asked the AI, please summarize this video? Should I have done that? Damn, that would have been what a time. All right, get the fuck out of here. This feature is not that helpful except for times. I only use this feature for timestamps. Besides that, like, all right. So, okay, this was, it's not a doomer video. I would say it was a pretty reasonable video for quitting, He kind of... Did he say he plays a lot of Vanguard instead of Yu-Gi-Oh? Did he? I don't think he mentioned that. I didn't know he plays Vanguard. I heard Vanguard has been revamped, so like a lot of the issues I had with it when I first tried it aren't there anymore. But yeah, let's see. He's a well-known Vanguard creator? Really? Buh? What the heck? That's crazy. Solemn Vanguard. I don't know if this will pop up something. Yo, he is. Wow. Okay, so he's still doing Vanguard stuff. Okay, I mean, it seems like why I quit Vanguard and then did it 4 months ago. Okay, that's cool. I did not know this. Oh, wow. Another channel Vanguard. That's where we got to start? Okay, cool. Seems like he's still making stuff. Ban this in Vanguard. Ooh, I like the art for this one. How I qualify for the World Championships for Vanguard. This seems kind of interesting. You know what? I don't want to react to it right now, but I played Vanguard, Dear Days, and I am quitting. What goat? Genmu? Hello, Genmu. How's it going? What goat? I don't know. You'll find out when they go live, Genmu. You play Vanguard? I only played here. I don't play physical Vanguard. I played it when it came out. Didn't like it. Vanguard, is it Dear Days or Dear Days 2? I don't know which one I got I think it's Dear Days. I got a little ROM hack of this and played it offline like last year. Dear what? Why? Okay. Yeah, 2 was recent. Okay. Why'd you add Genmu with White Among Us gay sex? Bruh. So I played this, and you wouldn't believe what deck I played. Vanguard. It was a prison deck. Vanguard, prison, police, or something like that. Order? Yes. They have a field spell, and you put shit in prison. And I did like Dear Days a lot, though. Dear Days felt like, why did he not go to bat for me? Only for Genmu? Bro, I know, right? What is that art? What art? This art? So I did the whole campaign with this deck. You put shit in prison? Yeah, you put shit. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Thin blue line. I think it was the Aurora Battle Princess deck that I played. It was fun. What is the grade 4 Aurora? The grade 3 Aurora Battle Princess was really good to resolve. It's basically a Rise Heart. It's not Lemonon. Wait, actually, let's just do Battle Princess. Actually, what's the grade 3? Her. Or her. This card was fun to resolve, I think. No, not. I don't think it was her. Wait, let me see. During your turn, if 1 or more, 3 or more are in prison, choose 2 of your imprison them in your prison. Okay, it's not her. I think it's the grade 4 then. Hold on. Basically, like, you basically sucked up everything and put them in your prison. Like, everything on the field, basically, I'm riding my twit longer, registered as sexist, and a cop lover. Holy shit. This one was fun to resolve. Yeah. Seraph Pure Light. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard, I guess, cost Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1. Also, the Counter Blast mechanic and the Soul Blast mechanic remind me of Xyz material. So it's pretty fun to resolve those costs. Does prison mean negated? It basically means like banished. Like, but they also contribute to like a counter. Your opponent chooses 2 cards each from their hand, rear guards, and soul. And imprisons them in you basically yoink up to 6 cards, and then up to 6 cards in your prison, and then all your front row units gets power plus 5,000 for every 2 of your opponent's cards imprisoned in your prison. If 10 or more cards are in prison, all your front row units gets critical plus 1. So once I got the 10, I was like, oh, we win the game. Yeah, it's my expensive. It was so many attacks. You need those life counters to keep track. How do you do that IRL? That's why I liked about Dear Days. Like, you didn't have to worry about that. Yeah, this card was so fun to resolve. It was like basically yoink. I don't know. You were just imprisoning people, and yeah. So I did play this deck in Dear Days. What I liked also is because like your grade ladder, it was guaranteed too. Like, I think they lived in an extra deck or something. And so, like, turn 1, you had your grade 1. And then turn 2, you could summon your grade 2. And then turn 3, I think you had to draw into a grade 3. But, like, your grade line, at least at the beginning, was guaranteed. My opponent just calculated for me. I don't care what my card does. They have counter like the +1, 5k, 10k stuff. Oh, Sandy Cheeks deck that sucks up all your opponent's monsters. What makes who is Sandy Cheeks? Who said she don't look like Sandy Cheeks? A friend qualified for Worlds and Vanguard dueling site, and then next year that game died. No. Google Vanguard live counter. Okay. All right. Oh, cool. I like this tangent because now I get to share my Vanguard story. One thing I don't like about Vanguard though, is I'm too used to Yu-Gi-Oh's visual feedback, where when you attack a monster, they go to the graveyard. Google. Wait, why did I type Google? Vanguard live counter. All right, sorry, I'm cooked. Yo, what the heck? This is cool. Yo, the +10 million. When I saw that, the +10 million, the rainbow. Why do you type Google? Oh, the +10 million. Oh, who's that rainbow, like counter? Oh, I forget what it's called. +10 mil. I don't know what it's called. It's like it looks like Crystron Halka Fibrax. I don't know how to call it, what that card is called though. But that guy is cool. Yeah, they have a thing that's 1 million. Yeah. Yeah, whatever that card was, it's like rainbow. It's like a crit counter. I felt pretty good when I realized you didn't use like the. I think in my deck, I felt like I learned more about the game when I cut when I just put like crit triggers in my deck. I think there's like some power triggers, but like they're not super good, specifically in the Battle Princess deck the prison deck that I was playing. But yeah, +10 million. Holy shit. $65 is crazy though. Holy shit. It's called This Pants Grab. Nah, that was so clever. That was so clever. Okay, now I need to find that Vanguard card, but Google. All right. All right, so like I said, people who quit Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't think it's taking. People kind of treat it like a zero-sum game, like, oh, it's like they're leaving forever. I feel like with Yu-Gi-Oh, it's really hard to quit. But the point is, I feel like at the end of the day, there's usually something reasonable under the surface, and it's important to understand that perspective. I saw this but didn't click. Yeah. And he did come off as too doomer. I think a lot of the community kind of like feeds on the stuff, that doomer stuff too. So all right, do we look at Sneaky Feet, Yu-Gi-Oh, Sniffa, or past waifu tier list? Do we? Oh my god. Oh man. Element. Oh Jesus. You gotta do the 9-hour one? I don't know if I have in me to do 9 hours. Holy shit. Oh fuck. Uh-oh.
Here we are.
Oh, okay. We'll see. Okay. You know what? We'll click on this. Genmu.
No, we're not smashing.
We're Sniffa-ing.
We're Sniffa-ing.
Okay.
So she's clean. And look, there's even sparkles. So I think she smells good. At least she smells like, I don't know, like the bed she here is clean. Even if she clumsy, exactly. Laundry not stupid. The stupidity, yeah, the smell. No, I was just saying because I have all the dragon base and then she just.
All right. Full disclosure, I am probably gonna show up in the chat here, and I'm gonna be like, "Caught." Having KBJ, was it you that did the top 8? Yeah, I think it was KBJ. Having the play or quit mentality leads people to try to power through it, not having fun, and then they burn out and clearly quit 5 ever. Yeah. And he did say that he came back to play Blue Eyes, and it turned out to be pretty fun. And it seems like he prefers to put not that much time into the game, which makes sense. Let's go. Yeah. Not Brick Eyes.
He steps on food a lot, Stink. Does this be Sniffa or General Sniff? General Sniff. Licka. Licka.
Bruh.
Licka, if it's salty, like what's
Isn't this the granny feet guy? The guy who brought up Licka?
the criteria of Licka? Like what's the difference of Sniffa and Licka? Best feet. Here. It smells like cherry blossom. Look how dirty it is. No, that's shadows. She touches bugs. Ash is talking.
I agree. I thought it was soiled feet, but it's actually shadow. It is shadow. It's shading. I agree, Genmu.
She said, look, Ash,
You
look,
do
Ash,
know his ID is feet? Really? Ashi? That's his name? What? You just blew my mind.
Oh yeah. Oh. Is that chocolate? Wait, what is this? Honey? That's what this goes.
That is not chocolate.
Her digesting fluids. Oh, but it's meant to catch humans, so it's probably smell good. Actually, yes. In terms of lure, it smells good, so it lures you. They smell good to lure lolicon. If I say stinky lab, am I gonna get like killed by the lab lovers here, huh? Why are you? If you're a lab lover, why are you here? She normally smells good.
I can't remember. Okay, I remember when Genmu, I told her that I scrubbed out of YCS Anaheim with lab, and she's like, "Good, you deserve it." She's like, "You deserve it for playing lab." And I was like, "What the fuck?" No, it was pretty funny. You didn't hurt my feelings, but I was just like, the lab hate runs deep, you know. Exactly.
Because she's very prim and proper, but she's still stinky. Yeah, VTuber, they all stinky. What? VTuber doesn't ban.
What do they mean by
Okay,
this?
stinky. Okay, then how stinky though? Not more stinky than trash.
Unless they hate on lab.
I didn't agree. Super stinky. You stinky turtles entirely. No. Top of stinky. No. It's fire feet. Salty.
Salt? What the fuck? What did salt? Who said salty? Excuse me.
You wear sandals.
Oh, not one of my goats. They just mean all VTubers don't shower. Okay. There are leaks from Master Duel data mines, Primites coming, Blue Eye support, even 3 new OCG exclusive got programmed inside MD. Oh shit. Who said salty? What the? Anything fire is salt? Really? What did he mean by that?
Okay, I'll put it like in between here.
Don't you need salt for that?
Technically speaking, Ray smells cleaner then because like of how like Rosé's boost is like, right?
Oh, because of sweat. I see.
I always said no smelling.
I see. Okay.
I'm saying comparing like both of them.
Demi should know she plays.
Okay, then we do this. Okay, you guys don't need to. There's no feet here, but this is she tries to hide a smell. It's just normal boots. You see the out one here? This one. Marinated in the boots. Smells like banned.
Marinated.
It's only banned in TCG. Salty from all the holy water.
Holy water isn't salty.
So fucking detailed.
Also, yes, yeah. Why is it detailed?
I could zoom in more. Insect Queen, no. We are not adding Insect Queen, no. Has to be like at least some like human form. Okay. But okay, and then I said Augustur is different because Augustur is actually a waifu deck. Okay, salty. Salty on the good side though. Luna Light. The can is good. They clean themselves. I love this. I love this card. Alien Mother winning. Alien Mother winning. Look at this. Look at the feet. And she dances. She kicks you. They clean with saliva. Oh, that's why it's salty. Oh, that's why they salty.
I like how all the laundry maids made it. Most of I'm trying to find if damn, why did Dryden become stinky? What the fuck?
She smells like candy. Oh look. Well, no, look at this cloud. That means stinky. Do you see the cloud around the
Okay, that's kind of a stretch. Why did they draw the toes? I don't know, dude.
We have
Because furry. Okay.
Stinky aura cloud.
Stinky aura cloud is crazy.
Yeah, I think she's stinky. Oh boy, send her to the stinky row. She's stinky. Oh, that makes her top because that's actual proof. There's a stink cloud. Okay, Snow needs. Okay, is Snow stinky because of furry paw or she smells like apple because she's so white? Cloud apple. Look at the paw here. Is that a poison apple? Actually, that's a fucking poison apple, right? Why is there a purple on top of it?
Yeah, why does she have the poison apple? What the fuck?
Like she looks innocent. Like, Molten oil. True.
Even the color cloud partial yellow.
Is that special odor then? Trash is stinky, no? That's disgusting. Good. Big stinky. Letter boot.
Oh, nice save, Pochio. Nice save.
Okay then. Look at her hair. Look at her hair. That's just shady. She has Menhara hair. Menhara waifu. Okay then. Okay then. She next to Ash Blossom. I didn't add all 6 because I was like the other ones like I don't know. I just added her because I was like, oh, there's a.
Did you make this yourself, Gamma? Did you like get all the PNGs and assemble them into one? I love Overall. Yeah. Ogre is nice.
I was soldier and they.
Yes, holy shit.
But what? She cleans herself. What was the argument? She's a saint. Saint takes care of themselves, like the nun people. I mean, nun people don't smell, or it's a special smell. Is it pink though? I don't know. She's in shelter her whole life. She smells good. Why are people stinky? Plus, she left the church to begin with. Alvas. Stinky bag of my life. She is the stinky brat. Yeah, the stinky. Okay. You're going. Okay, you're going next to your mom. I mean, she's original. Actually, you should be higher because
You still forgot some? Took 2 hours.
No.
This person just said, just prostrated in response.
I need to know what
He just thanked you. Everything's just on YGO Project? Oh, okay.
Does that change
Oh
the
my
fact
god,
that
just gotta get
she's
into.
stinky?
I see.
Smells good, cause of freshness. Definitely smell good. Okay, so Ice J smell good then. The water's stinky. What water? Oh, she is. Oh, the water is stinky. Right, kicking in the back.
Is that really
They're
water?
turning the feet. It's all natural bird bath. Cyber Harpy isn't in that picture. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the it's these three. Well, they all clean then. No, they live in the forest. Like, so based on this, they live in the forest then.
Yeah, what? I did not expect him to live in a forest. Not gonna lie.
I've heard your chicken. I am.
So I gotta do the husbando one.
Actual confirming of woman paid him back. Yes, we have evidence, but it's not.
Yeah, what are the categories for husbando? Like, are you gonna do like abs, you know, built, bishonen? Like, how do you rank those?
No, the evidence is they clean your feet.
Not many show.
Only to Lolicon, I think.
This guy's.
Actually feels like gardening chores. So I'm still thinking, okay, yeah, she for sure, like, okay, she for sure, like, that's why I'm like, are you guys really saying the VTuber is stinkier than the fucking Trap Tricks archetype? Also, like, stinky fish woman lady probably is not, like, worse than the plant thing.
Oh my god, I saw. Okay, I went to like a Filipino store. Speaking of stinky, I went to a Filipino store, and so they had a quote. It was like, let me see if I can find it. They had a quote that said like someone who does not love their language is worse than animals or stinky fish or something like that. And it stuck. It just stuck with me. Someone.
So, the feet. Oh, they do not have feet. It is actual fin. I mean, at least in this. She hot? She hot does not mean that she's not stinky. Salty. No, like stinky. Barone, I thought you were a husbando.
Worse
girl,
than.
I guess it is. I thought it was not a girl. And then people were like, no, it's a girl. And I'm like, oh, okay then. No, like roses. No, but the feet is in the armor though. Barone is a woman title. Oh, it is?
He who does not love his own language is worse than an animal and smelly fish. A quote from the Filipino national hero, Jose Rizal.
Oh my god, it's not a girl?
Why is Zombie Vampire here?
Oh, wow, I see it now. Okay.
Why is Zombie Vampire here?
Lots of femboys. This is the feet. Look, my toe is speaking.
No, I'm good. I'm good. That is a line cross. That was that crosses the line for me. Oh man, I have to tap out. Okay. How do we top that? Can we beat peak? All right, thank you, Genmu, for that. Have to clear history now. Oh my god. Yeah, unfortunately. How long ago was this? 2 weeks ago? Okay, not that long. To be fair. Okay, we'll put this at 2 times speed because Jesse's not that big of a yapper. But it is 52 minutes, so I'm good. I don't.
Cup is approaching in Nashville, and duelists will now have their chance to earn an invite to the World Championship for a chance to claim the title that every duelist aims for. So for those of you looking to compete, or just to see what the best deck is and play ranked or climb the ladder in Nashville, then this is the video for you. We're going to discuss what the best decks are in the metagame right now, as well as what decks you should avoid.
All right, to be fair, this is 2 weeks ago, so I'm pretty sure there's no blue eyes. Oh, actually, yeah, there is blue eyes. But Dominus Impulse is not factored into these.
As well as you have any feedback on the list itself, then feel free to engage in a respectful discussion talking about why or why not I may be wrong with some of my evaluations. But with that being said, let's get into the tier list. So I'm not going to beat around the bush. First up, let's talk about some of the best decks in the Yu-Gi-Oh metagame. In Nashville, February pack released a wave of new cards that upended the metagame in its entirety. There's no denying that we reverted back to a snake.
Yeah, this is probably one of the best packs we got in a while.
give them some different.
It took a while for Millennium to take off, or like people like give credit. Dude, people were calling Snake Eyes Doom Dragon a fraud card at the beginning. I'm not gonna name any names. You know, they've changed their opinion since then, or like they modified their original assumption. But like this card had to prove itself basically, and it happens a lot, you know, in this game. But yeah, I think all of those, like Millennium, like I think most of the URs in that deck are like in that pack were playable.
I also got more indirect supports with the Fiendsmith cards and
Yeah, Fiendsmith.
bolster their capabilities. Now that being said, what are the best versions of Snake Eyes? Which of these would you define as best decks? Is it all of them? Well, no. I don't think
Oh, let me put on the
Snake
stupid
Eyes is
captions.
the best deck. Now there are two versions of Snake Eyes that I do consider to be the best decks right now. They're both Snake Eyes with the addition of Fiendsmith, as well as one more engine. The Fiendsmith cards give a lot of power to Snake Eyes, something we saw very clearly in the TCG back in July. And of course, the formats aren't direct parallels, with some cards in Snake Eyes and Fiendsmith already being hit in National, where they were at full power in the TCG back when we played it. For that reason, I don't think playing this pure is, or just playing Justice 2 engines is enough. You do want a little more oomph to make up for the cards you've lost in the limits and restrictions, as well as to give you consistency. Now, if you want to play a more pure, I guess Snake Eyes Fiendsmith deck is somewhat still viable. I just think you will struggle on the consistency end, as well as sometimes breaking through fields to be able to establish your engine won't be able to push through as neatly. But I did say there are two viable engines. Now, the first one is the Azamina one, which we already talked about. Now, this is the standard option. It is widely considered to be the best Master deck at the moment. However, I'd argue that it maybe teeters at the lower edge of one of the best decks, and I actually think there might be an even better option at the moment. Now, why is the Snake Eye Azamina deck so good? Well, because it has all the makings of a combo deck while being kind of shaped like a mid-range deck. It can fit in a large amount of non-engine and hand traps to combat many other different decks. But when it goes first, it can string together powerful combos, one or two cards that are as good as what you see pendulum decks do, or tier decks. Whether it be monster negates, removal, and now spell trap negates things to Silva and Desiree, there's not much you can do with. And it's big specifically that you now have spell trap negates, because before that's something that Snake Eye Fields lacked. It was a weak point in the metagame that we were able to capitalize on when we played combo decks. Say, the entire design for my talent deck last year over the World Championship was when playing against Snake Eyes, they could really only end Appaloosa as far as negation goes. Anything beyond that would be removal. And that meant power spells had the ability to go right through the Snake Eye field. Cards like Talents, Grass, Change to Heart even had a chance. But now they just trade directly 1-for-1 into the Snake Eye field. And when they have like 10 interrupts, trading 1-for-1 with a 6-card hand will not cut it. This deck is also fairly playable going second, as you have the normal pushes with Snake Eye cards. You also have the Fiendsmith cards to help you play through fields. Then the Azamina cards could deal a final blow by converting back into Snake Eyes cards, getting the Flamebird, and then going for lethal shots. But it's not without weaknesses. The biggest one for me is it is fairly weak to cards like Molcharmy Fualos and Drone Lockbird, which are seeing a lot of play. And then does have choke points with Bestials, where Bestials can be good against both the Fiendsmith cards and the Azamina cards, and they're not even bad versus Ivy Masquerade either. Meaning that when you have multiple hand traps paired together, the Snake Eye deck can crumble. As well as another interesting one that's popped up is the play rate of Retaliating Sea. Retaliating Sea being used on Hallowed Azamina is destroyed.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna address it, but like Retaliating Sea was very, very playable when Azamina was around. That was the only reason why. There's not like a hand trap that trades very well into Hallowed. Maybe if you let them cook as far as, you know, if they go for Murcielago, then go for the, you know, add back Azamina Hallowed, then search Wanted with Murcielago, then Azamina Hallowed, Chain Wanted. You can bell that, and then they can't get to sorry, they can't, you negate the Wanted, so they can't get the Snake Eye engine, and you negate they can't get to Ilya Sylvia. So to be fair, they could probably, it doesn't end their turn immediately, but the point is, like, it's very, what makes Ilya Sylvia so difficult in general to hand trap is the fact that it tributes itself. So it's really good versus Imperm and Veiler. So you can't just, like, if they activate a trigger effect, you can't just Veiler the trigger effect. So, you know, Snake Eye Ash. You have to preemptively hit the Ilya Sylvia, and then they commit. Or then they can be like, oh, you know, they can make the read that you have, and then, you know, it's very difficult in that moment. So Retaliating Sea versus Hal Azamina just removes that from the equation, and like, they kind of just have to pass back, or like, you know, they just link it off for Fiendsmith. Oh yeah. So yeah, they can link it off for Fiendsmith. So yeah, so it's not the end of the turn, but like, but yeah, I feel like Retaliating Sea just deals with that bullshit. Original Simple Spoil let them summon one Pyro, was banned in TCG because more Spicy Rescue Ace lose consistency. True.
Card a way to use the deception, and then afterwards you walk away with nothing, but also having to deal with the Macrocosmos that is Retaliating Sea on your opponent's field. And this is even better than in the TCG, because now when that Retaliating Sea hits the graveyard, it'll convert into a Maxi, meaning you can kill it that turn. Unless you're banishing it or putting small trap card zone, it's going to be an even bigger problem in the future. Now it's hard to know whether this will be a mainstay in the meta. It has seen some play in top range decks.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know if this already happened, but when Millennium came out, when people caught on to Millennium, now I felt like Retaliating Sea had no purpose, because it seemed like most decks just dropped the Hell Azamina shit.
It can evolve hour by hour almost, especially in the later hours and days of the tournament. If we're seeing the top end players all playing Snake Eye Azamina, there's a very good chance we see the shift to Retaliating Sea.
Getting Snake Eye was very risky in MD.
As well as you can hit original Simple Spoils. It's important to note though that it is a lot easier to play around Retaliating Sea if you know it's the metagame, and your only way of activating it is via the original. By the way though, it is still very manageable in comparison when you're playing without the Azamina card.
Yeah, Millennium let Snake Eye not have to activate OSS from hand. So like, yeah, I feel like versus Snake Eyes, it never felt like it resolved. Like you can just use Beatrice, send OSS, add a banish effect, add Snake Eye Ash, and never have to rely on that effect ever again.
Thusly, if you're starting to turn off with Witch or Deception, Retaliacy is reliable if that's the game plan of these Fiend Smith as mean decks. Now there is also one other problem with this deck that does kind of rub me the wrong way, and that is extra deck space. You see in the TCG, we were never really given a format where all these decks could combine together. By the time we got the
Beatrice ban now? Yep.
TCG,
I still, okay, like, oh yeah, now that you mentioned Beatrice ban, I still think Millennium's playable. There was people that were like that thought, you know, like, okay, not being able to go directly into Fiendsmith, going from Fiendsmith engine to Snake Eye engine sucks. But OCG was already playing Vampire Zombie with Millenniums, and Vampire Zombie is still like, you can still do stuff. You can hit OSS. I don't know if you play more than one copy of OSS, but you might have to, just to, you know, improve your odds of just being able to combo with Zombie Vampire. But more than, I think it does enough to threaten interruption, I think. Just Zombie Vampire Gamba. Yeah. And then no one knew at the time, but there's also Chorozo. And I saw what's called Judeo play with Chorizo. How much is Vampire Zombie sent? 4. It sends 4. So it's actually, it's better. To me, it's almost Prosperity. If you think about it, it is Prosperity from the extra deck. 2/3 of Prosperity from the extra deck. But it also gives you a body. So you can still go into Fiendsmith. And but if you want directly into Snake Eye Engine, it's not guaranteed anymore. But yeah, like Zombie Vampire is not something to ignore. And what was the other one? What was the other thing? Yeah, there was Chorozo. Chorozo's being used. At least Judeo is testing Chorozo. And he seems pretty confident the Millennium engine is here to stay, you know. Kind of glad, you know, because I don't feel like I was sticking my neck out for Millennium, you know, before he was able to say it was worth playing, you know. But I think people kind of need to hear it from, you know, someone that's not me, you know. Like, who am I? Who am I to like say like, oh yeah, this is still, you know.
Had already been forbidden, as well as Appaloosa had already been banned. And the extra deck was still tight for the Rage of the Abyss extra deck because Yasmina cards do take up 2 spots, and they do still lend yourself to wanting to play other extra cards like Arc Charmer, which is a mirror match. And if you cut too many endboard pieces, like say you cut Desiree, then you find yourself in the same problem as before, where now you lack spell trapping gates. So some of these options are why I question if the Yasmina Snake Eye Fiendsmith deck is the single best version of the deck, and I'm almost leaning towards the secondary version of the deck to be the prime best deck. Another variant is Snake Eye Fiendsmith Millennium. This is a little bit of a new and old.
This is even played in Millennium. In the Snake Eye version.
We've seen more players start to pick it up as the new kind of leading playstyle for Snake Eyes amongst top-ranked players. And as the cat's out of the bag, I expect this deck to be relatively popular in Duelist Cup. Now, what is this deck? Why play Millennium card? So this deck is for the most part just Snake Eye Fiendsmith, with the addition of 5 Millennium cards, 2 Sengijin, 2 Rolands, and 1 Wedgie Temple. You can use Millennium cards as a way to generate bodies.
It's 8 in the mirror. Yes. It's 8 in the mirror. That's actually big.
Temple, burn a monster in your hand, place this self in shield, summon shield, and from there, you can go to Curious or turn the 2 monsters into Close Moon, and to the Fiendsmith cards, and then
Oh, he's still talking about Curious. That's interesting.
But that also works for Snake Eyes, because Snake Eyes
We do have Curious in the as an option in Master Duel. We have to play the Millennium Shield brick.
Ravers and 3 Bonfires and 3 Snake Eye Ash, you didn't need the consistency. But with the Millennium cards and the Fiendsmith cards in Master Duel, you can draw a hand with no Snake Eye cards. You're still converting to Snake Eye cards via either Beatrice or milling off Zombie Vampire. Now, you may wonder as well, how do you get to Zombie Vampire in this deck with the Sengijin being level 8, but none of the other Millennium cards are level 8?
Alright, here comes Doom Dragon.
The extra place you'll have in this deck, you'll place a Millennium card, and then you can send 2 spells and trap and monster form to the grave, summon Snake Eyes Doom Dragon. Now this is an addition to the deck I didn't think would be so powerful, seeing as in the TCG we only just got Supreme Darkness and never got to live alongside Snake Eyes in its prime. But playing with this card feels really powerful. It's another extender out of the extra deck that costs you essentially nothing, and really helps break through fields and follow up, as well as to establish your field. And it has this extra synergy with the Millennium cards, giving you access to more bodies, that you not play shield, as well as make the rank 8s now. Now the other option for rank 8s is to play the number 90 Photon Lord for Monster Negate, and I'd rather make Vampire, as that should play through this.
I like Photon Lord. But I feel like I don't get a chance to use him to protect my play. Unless I open like kind of cracked, which is still whatever. I think I'd have to open Bonfire. But I don't know if I really I get why people play. I know you can add him as an end board, tack him on as an end board piece. You know, when you summon Doom Dragon for a second time and you summon Snake Eye. The Snake Eye, what's called? Sorry. Snake Eye Diabell Star. So that's your 2/8s that you make him at the end of the combo to Photon Lord. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just ass with the deck. But I feel like the decks that even let you get that far just don't care about the Photon Lord. They'll just, you know, I'm talking about like stun, Sky Striker Tenpai, you know, like, because they're not hand trapping. Because usually when I get hand trapped, I feel like I'm not even able to make that, you know, Photon Lord at the end of the combo. Maybe I'm ass, but whatever. I feel like as an end board piece, it feels not super impactful. Because when it does come up, it's like a deck that doesn't really give a shit. Maybe it's like the mirror and you drolled yourself under their Fualos or something like that. But I don't even know if you can do that. You'd have to secure Poplar's search. I don't know. I have some misgivings about Photon Lord. You know, I kind of warm up to zombie vampire. You know, but I guess like I don't really value end board pieces that much. You know, and in the context of feels like Photon Lord is just insurance for Nib. Yeah, so when you can do that, that's good. How much is sorry. Yeah, when you can do that, that's actually really that's when it's good. But when you have to go through like Beatrice to play or something like that, sometimes I'll have to go through the Beatrice engine to add Ash Blossom or something like that. So I don't feel like I get an opportunity to do that.
Now, one of the big things with this deck is not having the same weakness fatality. You can also summon monsters really aggressively without playing into Fulas, as summoning the money monsters summons Pummy Spell Trap Card Zone. And you get Fulas, you can make some decent board positions still, as well as you can kill relatively easily under Maxi and Fulas, not have to worry about them drawing into Nibiru, with Golem plus Snake Eyes Doom Dragon and Sengagen alone being enough to go for lethal and clear a monster. It also has the weird bonus advantage of letting you masquerade as Millennium deck the first few actions of the turn. This means potentially getting cards of Ash Blossom and Millennium cards that you could then just convert later into Snake Eyes Spotter or into Doom Dragon rather uninterrupted. So far for me, this has been the Snake Eyes deck to look out for, as it feels very powerful, consistent, and doesn't have as many weaknesses, especially more X spots, as the other Snake Eyes as a Mina variant. That being said, both decks are still very powerful and sit at the top of the best decks. But one other deck joins them, and it is not a Snake Eyes variant. It's a Dragon deck, and it's not Blue Eyes. I'm sorry, it is Tenpai, and I was joking.
Tenpai.
But it makes sense. So some of the best tech cards in this format we talked about already are cards like Droll and Lockbird, as well as Moltrami Fugalos, and both those can be played pretty easily in Tenpai, and don't hurt Tenpai nearly as much. But also, Moltrami Perulia is very good versus Snake Eyes. It's not like game breaking, but it is good. Obviously, restrictions do hurt Tenpai. We have seen some.
I noticed in the Duelist Cup they cut Perulia, but I imagine that's because of Droll.
One tech that I saw Trishula play in the stream was Lunalight Kaleido Chick, part of the bench of Goldsark, and as a Lunalight player myself,
Yeah, white Chandra, green Chandra, yellow Chandra. Chandra, Doros eggs.
And then during the battle phase of that turn, your opponent can't use card effects. I don't know why that has an effect. Kind of stupid and unfair. And it normally doesn't matter because battle phase effects aren't that important. But effing Tenpai, man, like come on, why does it need that? But then obviously versus Snake Eye is notorious for its ability to play through one or two hand traps very well. Where it starts to get dicey is on the third hand trap, and then also to fall apart very quickly. Tenpai, more than any other deck, can really afford to do that. It also synergizes well with Bestials, being good for the Rhine games, and Bestials are good right now hitting both things and as Mina cards. So overall, I still think Tenpai is in a prime position for this format. Now that wraps up the decks that I think are the absolute best for this Duelist Cup and for this monthly format. But before continuing on to the tier list, I'd like to address two decks that I cannot really assess that well. And the first up is the Galaxy Eyes deck. With the brand new Tachyon support, it is somewhat poised to be stronger.
Yeah, I kind of that makes sense because they didn't even come to TCG till like later. Like they came around the same time they came to Master Duel and TCG. So I don't think like Jesse got an opportunity to play these cards. They seem just kind of fine. They seem okay. Like
Nice wording, Jesse. But still, yeah, they have better access to negates, better access to field.
Chandoro.
Play like a modern deck. But it's a deck we don't have in TCG, or we're just getting in Maze and Master. It hasn't seen much success in the OCG, so I'm not sure if that's because the climate in the format was never right there, or if it's just not good, or if it's never solved there. Now, if I have to probably rank it, I'd put this in a poor choice section. That's because I think most combo-like decks kind of will struggle right now, as they're competing against Snake Eyes, which does the same thing. In my head, that's where I imagine Galaxy Eyes right now, but I need more data.
The trap is really strong though. Like
that's also has not seen success in Japan, but the cards look very good, giving the deck a lot more actual plays on turn 1, extension, and importantly consistency. Because ABC Buster Dragon is an incredibly powerful card. It's still good removal with insanely good follow-up. It has good link fodder, has very little in terms of restriction. In fact, it's kind of like nothing. The biggest problem has always been
tag out Missile Control? Hell yeah.
Itself are terrible, but they're clearly lacking in power level compared to cards like Union Hammer. So giving the deck more tools to cope, it actually could be pretty good. But it hasn't done anything in OCG, and having not had a chance to play it.
Is that okay for Tachyon Bestial Control? Is that where you make rank 4 into starter Starleash Photon Dragon? Or is that the right Photon rank 4? Or is it you play the Galaxy the Schwarzschild level 8 and a bunch of Bestials?
Push through a field, and then when they go first, can do a lot through a lot of hand traps. Now those decks have a bit of a problem right now. For one,
Galaxy Photon? Okay.
But in many cases, you just sit there, scratch your head, and say, pass. That's
well, I guess you're correcting me. I don't know if that.
Maxi and 3 charms, 5 cards that threaten your existence every single time you go first. Now, not every game where you get Maxi is unsalvageable or Fugalos, we've seen that many times.
Starleash is an anti-target. Okay, that's the Rising one. Okay.
But still, it's very much a nuisance, and to say otherwise would be ignorance. Like, as a tier player myself, I'm not gonna, even though I've beaten Maxine many times, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I'm not going to Maxine, because God knows, it's very frustrating when it happens still. But then, there's also the problem of Droll and Lockbird being in the format. Droll Lockbird eats up combo decks for breakfast and shits them out. They get caught in the crossfire even harder than Snake does, truthfully. Currently, in my decks, I'm looking at playing Droll even more so than Infinite Veiler, and if you're playing a deck that is weak to Droll, making sure you have it in your deck is one of as a class out target. But then lastly, the other problem with these combo decks is the existence of Snake Eyes. Now remember before I said your entire game plan was to push through fields, but Snake Eyes is not a mid-range deck. Like, calling calling it the mid-range deck because it plays 20 non-engine, like hand traps and such, would be ridiculous. Appaloosa is one thing to deal with. Most mid-range decks can pump out an Appaloosa. But I think Desiree with a Sylvia, it's a lot. It becomes too much for these decks to handle. And I think trying to break these fields is not easily. You have to hand trap them. That's just not how these combo decks are designed. You can't keep up. But let's talk about what decks fall in these categories. First up, we got my grass tier deck. So I will have tier again on this list. As I think tier in the 40 card class.
Okay, one thing it's something interesting is Jesse was very hopeful that grass to 1 he said he was gonna experiment. The fact that he put it on stay away, he must have concluded. Oh my gosh.
You approach them very differently. But for all the reasons I mentioned before, this version of tier belongs to gutter. Alongside,
I guess without snow, grass doesn't feel very good in TCG. But that's just a, you know, that's just speculation. I don't know.
One of the most cancerous decks to face in the Duelist Cup. It always seems to win the die roll and just obliterate opponents. I've lost to it many times. But
The skate score.
has weakened, and it seems a little more open now. That being said, there are some people who love this deck with a passion. I wouldn't be surprised if people really find a way to force this deck to be unplayable.
Sayscore figured it out. Sayscore figured out the lechery combo.
Falling into the consistency issue category, I've got Fluanderies and Kashtira, two decks which, truth be told, when they pop off, can keep up in some sense. However, otherwise, they're just not consistent. So while a Rise Heart and Pen with Featherstorm and such are good, there's still the consistency problem I think holds them back. And in a long run, tournament with many matches, I am not trying to play these decks. And lastly, I've got a bunch of different decks here that I think are just power crap.
Hey, even Gimichu, even though he plays well, I think he didn't recommend playing Fluanderies.
Even the hands where it feels like you pop off, you'll lose to follow up sometimes. This deck's way win is to break the field and deal with the follow up, and that's so hard to do. I know Ryan Yu got second in the YCS in a similar-ish format of the TCG. I didn't tell you it was a miracle run where people played poorly against him. And the other big problem with this deck as well is you don't play hand traps. When you're playing a board break approach, that's the best way to play it. When you're playing Duelist Cup and you want to get games in as fast as you can, even though it's not the most important thing. Sitting there for 20 minutes for a long snake eye combo just to lose a lot of the games because you still can't beat Desiree, that's bad. The Fiend to the cards really give Sky Striker a hard time. And if Bishol's in the metagame too that hits Ray, this deck's just not it. Moving on from decks that are really just power craps. Pearly, Vanquish Soul, Marincess, all these decks that could have been solid picks before are slowly getting eked out more and more as they don't.
Nar, Vanquish Soul, return.
How powerful the other deck's combos are, can't really play through it, and their boards aren't insta-wins or aren't nearly as strong as the others, so you're just at a straight up disadvantage playing them. They may have the advantage of at least Vanquish Soul and Pearly not being as weak to Fugalas. So
I mean, I'm pretty sure I could, like, you know, I don't think Vanquish Souls are unplayable. Like, I think I would still probably grind out Vanquish Soul because I find that deck super fun. And people misplay into Vanquish Soul a lot. Like, they don't know what they're doing. So, I could see myself. I mean, I'm not gonna take it to a Duelist Cup though.
These are still decks that I think are something you should stay away from. Now moving up on the list, go over some poor choices for the event. Now the reason for these is largely similar. I think it's lesser extents of other decks do things better, or they're just power craps in some sort of fashion. And one of these is Mathmech. Mathmech's an example of one that fits multiple of these because it lines up poorly into non-entry of the format. Bestial, Droll, Fugalas, all, you know, if they're not popular, Mathmech can see more success. Ash, no problem. Mathmech deals with that like it's a nothing. But when you go up against a Bestial or, you know, Droll, Mathmech guys start sweating and he's like, shit, what do I do? So yeah, an entire weekend.
Dude, I'm always clowning a Bestial. Anytime they Bestial me, I'm always clowning. But if they hold the Bestial for Super Factorial, which no one does. But I imagine in Duelist Cup, people would do that. People would be able to do that. What's called? But that said, I think for me, it's Maxi and Fuolos. You can still set up if you have IPSP. That's actually pretty strong into Fuolos. But that's not even popular, you know. People don't even really do that. Hello, Yugimon, Do1. Newer cards, Mitsurugi, Malice, Blue Eyes, Memento, White Horse can be Bestial Tag on card playable. Nice.
Branded. So Branded is one of the huge dedicated player base, and I'm sure still will have top 100 finishes. But unless you're an expert with this deck, I would avoid it. I think it's a poor choice. That's because similarly to the other 60 card combo decks, I just can't see spell-based combo decks being good into Silva and Desiree. They just seem so impossible to overcome. You know, this deck can deal with Droll sometimes. It's not the end of the world. And Bestials are good against the deck, but it's not game ending against this deck. Fugalas as well is one where it's good against this deck, but it's by no means broken. And overall, this deck is a lot more well balanced. It's not going to have the same major pitfalls outside of, say, Desiree. I think that keeps it from being an absolute shit choice they should stay away from and never play again. As well as Brandon's complexity to play against with its odd layering and non-linear sequencing means that when you're playing against tired players, you can often win games you have no reason to win should your opponent just play properly. That being said, it still maintains most of the pitfalls that the grass decks have, and for that reason, I really can't put anything higher than a poor choice. But I've also got Melodious in this category. Melodious is one that I'm a fan of, and I included it as a strong pick on TCG not too long ago, largely because of its powerful combo of.
Oh, what the fuck?
Back up with the shoot that I'm a fan of, and I included it.
I just realized the eyes are edited. What the? Is that just me? What the fuck?
Now, while it may not seem it, the Melodious cards do have a weakness against Desiree. Shuberta can prevent it from happening sometimes.
The eyes, yeah.
And the Fiends cards do just deal with the rest of the field. And while Fiends has another way to deal with interactions, Snake Eye can, especially if they play Axis Go Talker. Even beyond that, Snake Eye to Bellstar doesn't target, and it gives them a plethora of options that do actually kind of deal with this deck. And they could also send up Appaloosa, something that doesn't really exist anymore, it doesn't period, which prevents your Shuberta from doing.
Yeah, I feel like I've only lost to Melodious if they had like Ash Blossom, Droll, or like Maxi in their hand. Like the board itself isn't that crazy. At least with Snake Eye Millennium.
As a powerful combo deck to combat Tempai with Colossus and Protos, as well as being something that wasn't too intensive on special summoning if need be, so you can make half fields like Steeds, and that was alright versus mid-range decks. That's what the format kind of was. There was a lot more positioning around Tempai threat. That meant more trap cards, that meant less wombo combos, and it was a good existence virtual beast, which was very good versus grind games because of the value you get from.
Maxi's diabolical, more like diabolical, right? Like, can't Shuberta banish from your own graveyard so you can't like hold by it going second? I forgot, but one also playing through Infirm is diabolical. True. Cashier Vanquishal used to be good. They just weak to Tempai. Tempai lose consistency. Vanquishal should be back. I don't know. Like, I feel like you need Fenrir in Cashier Vanquishal. I guess if you're talking about like Unicorn, Search Cashier Theosis, that could work actually. That's not bad. The Trap Labyrinth build did kind of do well. I think it was 4th place by Abo Humud. No, I don't think he got 4th. Well, actually, maybe he did. No, I don't think. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But he did play like the insane trap build. I think when I was in Anaheim, I mean, I think it was just also poor matchup knowledge too. I think I had trouble trading with Requiem and Lacrima as a Labyrinth player. Don't look up 4th place deck. Is that the Moko Moko stun?
I'll admit I'm biased towards or biased against, and that I think this deck is not great. You could maybe put this a bit higher on this list, but to me, this deck always has lack consistency. As with, say, any fusion deck, you can get choked on a fusion spell very easily. Overall hands that don't do anything very often. Now, there are some open hands in this deck that can.
All right, I'm looking it up. You can't stop me.
Now, one thing I will note is it's kind of nice.
Oh, Cyberjar. Okay. Wait, what place did Abo?
But you can make fields that are okay and try to eat out grind games. But still, the consistency thing really holds back from giving this deck more credit. And it can't play like a huge speed amount engine. It can play some, but not like a crazy amount. And for that, it's a poor choice. I still don't like this deck, although maybe that's just me being a bit biased. And then lastly, we've got Salamander.
God, I hate the Master Duel meta interface for the Duelist Cup list. There's like no categorization to use Control F. The names don't seem to be searchable.
Princess being good on other decks, but also insane even more so in Salad. And the deck can search Omni Negates like Sound Great Roar and I guess Ash Blossom, where other decks usually couldn't do that. And now, other decks have access to that ability, so there's longer edge, as well as Full Loss exists, because Sound Great's biggest problem always holding back was Mag C. The deck had no good answer to it. Full Loss, same thing. And now maybe you can say, oh, you make half field better into Full Loss, but don't kid yourself. It's like half field, give your opponent 3 draws. That's not good enough, man. Salad already was a bit low in terms of power level, so half field in that deck, giving your opponent 3 draws is a death sentence. But that wraps up the decks that I think are poor choices in this metagame. Next up, I have
I pulled the Wiggly's up? Oh my god.
This tier, and then the next is strong choices, as well as the best decks, are the decks I expect to see take up spots in the top 100. Because of that, I think there are a bunch of different decks that can cope at a relatively high level, and it leaves a rather wide meta, although the top is still pretty small. I'm going to be starting off with tier. Now, this is referring to a 40-card tier variant, specifically with Bainsmith cards, obviously. The reason I think this deck is still playable is you can play some Mountain Engine to help you cope in the format, and the deck's power level is still very high. As well as with Beatrice and Pit Close and Snow still existing, you can make solid fields with incredible grind game potential. Meaning when people get into hand trap wars, you can just outvalue hand traps without even needing them yourself. For me, this deck also synergizes very well with Bestials, as it really goes in with that kind of strategy of using the Fiends cards and the Link Fodder line, as well as making Beatrice such a mainstay in this deck. Now, this deck also can deal with cards like Fugalas and Droll significantly better than other combo decks because it's not really a combo deck. You can very conveniently put this deck into the mid-range fashion. It's the beauty of tier. You can play grind games so well. That deck are made for a reason. So yeah, while I think this deck can be a little lacking in non-engine, it still is a pretty powerful choice with plenty of flexibility that I think will have some representation in the top 100. Now, next up is a newer deck that I might be underrating, although I still think this deck isn't all it's cut out to be, and that is White Forest Azamina. Now, the newest wave of White Forest support from Supreme Darkness and TCG was ported immediately in alongside the Azamina cards into Nashua. So that means LZ Azamina of White Forest is there, as well as the other Simple Spoil cards. All that sets up White Forest to be a pretty powerful deck, which you can see me playing on the highlight channel. Its Enfield is pretty good. Synchro still exists like Baron from the TCG, which really amplify the power of any Synchro deck, as well as you still have the Omnis Silva. You have Fusion Potential with your quick play Simple Spoil spell. You have the Book Field with Silvera. Its disruptions are brilliant. But what holds it back for me is this deck has always felt rough into removal going second, similar to Ritual Beast. Its turn 1 is fantastic and somewhat resilient, but removal
Yeah. It felt pretty easy to deal with going second. Oh, sorry, like when they're on the play, it feels like removal. Like you just get rid of their level 4 before they even commit to a level 6 synchro. I mean, they have a few extenders, like LZ and
Next up is Centurion.
I think it's just LZ.
Classic mid-range deck of the last few months. It's a good deck. It is very good at consistently putting up boards of several disruptions with minimal commitment and with minimal risk of disruption. That includes cards like Maxi, Ultimate Fugalas, and Droll Noxer. And that makes it fantastic because you feel like you're somewhat in control almost every game. You're also not particularly weak to combo decks because you can play a large amount of non-engine and hand traps to keep them at bay. This deck, though, is not flawless. We've seen for a while the reason why it struggles to take major tournaments in the TCG. For one, its consistency. It has consistent pieces, but this is a little bit more oomph. That often means you need to play supplementary engines like special cards to make it all come together. And still, even then, the deck is pretty weak into removal. It's not like death to removal, like it doesn't auto lose, but there are some games where you can't beat a single SP because you just can't. For me, this is the perfect type of deck to do well with, but not to climb all the way to the top. But still, I want to give credit where credit is due. Next up,
Yeah, if you have a Bestial, SP is not that hard to beat.
my least favorite of all the Snake Eyes variants, if you can even call it Snake Eyes. But this deck has seen some popularity.
Why is everyone calling Ray tiny, even though he's not tiny? What do you mean, tiny Ray?
Because of how dense the risk package tends to be.
I know, at least if you're talking about Ray's chat stream culture, it's just customary to reply with you know, whenever Ray says pants grab, people just reply tiny in response. Yeah, tiny. You pulled the Wiggly. Oh my god, Sura. Damn, Sura's crashing out because of that Wiggly tub.
But next up is Voiceless Voice, the classic, and one of the higher win rate decks from the last World Cup. Now, I don't think this deck is that good, truthfully, and I'm putting it pretty high on the list still, but I think it's overrated, because I know many players would put this higher. For me, even the last Cup, it was just around this position. It was a playable deck, could do well, in top 100. If you're trying to win, this wasn't it. I think it has several flaws. For one, it's not always that consistent. It's a ritual deck, so you'll draw clunky hands where...
It's very interesting to watch this after the Duelist Cup happened, actually. I might do that next time. Traditional response to pants grab? Yeah. I pray I don't pack that abomination. Hopefully not, dude. I haven't got to him yet.
Turn 1 is pretty good, especially when you draw all the pieces together. The original Voiceless Voice field was unmanageable. The continuous trap, the continuous spell, and Skull Guardian, but also with the Sarvis and the new continuous spell, but it gives you the extra ritual summon the opponent's turn, it does become too much to handle. So I do think it has that going for it, as well as obviously Maxi and Roll Maxi can sometimes stop you. I mean, like,
that's like a poor choice. I think he's talking about Duelist Cup, but I don't know. I forgot how he qualified it, but it doesn't like. It's not like he called it unplayable. There's just a lot of good decks, you know. I don't take that as like an attack on Mathmech, you know. Mathmech has issues that other decks don't have. So eventually, you know, gets the you know. Eventually, you know, you can probably name like. I mean, I've said this myself. Like the 15th best deck is probably Mathmech. Thank you. I'm learning American culture. What's up, regionalism? How are you? What's your response to that? Also, hi, bestie. That's not American culture. It's just Twitch, Ray's Twitch chat culture. I wouldn't call it American culture though.
Now, the reason this deck isn't better is Toad is still banned, so Buff Rock and Odin Toad, while good, aren't going to be like insane. As well as the age-old issue of Sprite still exists, where if you're able to keep Sprite off the field, it doesn't have the best extenders to push through it. They have Sprite Starter or they swap Rock with a Water Hand, neither of which are that reliable. And there are also some decks that can play through the Sprite fields. But that being said, if everyone's playing more mid-range or combo type decks, then the half field of Sprite produce that are effective against hand traps should be sufficient. As well as Roll is a card that isn't very good against this deck, and I think that's an upside as well. So I think this deck can actually be
Try Mathmech Ignister, Mathmech Go get stopped, Ignister Field can help. That is so funny, because like I feel like hold on, I'm just gonna pause because he's talking about Labyrinth. Watch out, Gemu. Courier can be level 4 turbo put into Sryzeal. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Stop leaking the yeah, stop leaking. Oh, you taught Nivania and White Among Us gay sex? Oh, it's over. It's over. What was I gonna say? Mathmech, I think like Mathmech Ignister gets to reap the rewards of like Mathmech existing because people will always hand trap the circular. And then you can do like your Ignister combo uninterrupted because you just all you really need the Mathmech engine for is for the bodies. Signal locks the cybers from extra. That is true. That is true.
But by engine I mean trap cards. So I consider the traps in this deck as engine because you play no hand traps or whatever, and trying to combo together multi-powered traps like Solemn Strike, Rival the Warlords, the Runic Cannon, or Simultaneous Equation Cannon to rip apart the Snake Eye player's field and follow up. And it can happen, even though in second, there's cards Spear Mode or Lavinol to deal with Yums. I think this deck has a better chance when second against Snake Eye's deck. As well as going first, you have less vulnerability cards like Failure and Impermanence in the game, and that works to your favor. As well as the obvious that with so many traps in your deck and no real engine or power like combos, everyone's Maxis and Full Loss do well, nothing against Control too.
SEC, yeah.
Fantastic. When this deck goes first, it's very convincing and it can go in second. The basic holding it back is for one, some games can be long grind games, and that's rough because you lose that, it can take a toll on your mental health.
Magic, do you think they'll come up with a simultaneous equation xylophone?
Be able to cycle their face card effectively, as well as use Divine Temple, as well as Snake Eye the Bellstar to give constant pressure that truthfully Labyrinth struggles with. And it doesn't really get easier for this deck as opposed to Furniture. Yes, it's not as big a deal for Lovely against Locksmell Trapper Zone in the Math version deck as it is the Furniture version, but it's still not nice. And this deck, it struggles to find space for cards like Mr. Packbit to unlock it, which would be your answer in the Furniture version. Still, I think it can win against Snake Eyes, especially if you play properly and get fortunate. When you go first, you're pretty comfortable. So I think this deck is a solid playable choice for the event. Now I have one last deck as a playable choice for this event, and then we want to strong choices that are well positioned that I think can really edge the top echelons of the event and have some surprise success. The last deck in the playable choice section is Blue Eyes. I'm sorry, all my fans who wanted to see Blue Eyes as a strong choice in the metagame, and it'll be interesting to see how the ensemble of Blue Eyes deals into Horus Snake Eyes Duelist. I have a feeling that Blue Eyes will not.
You'll come with simultaneous White Among Us gay sex equation. Okay.
And you play pretty well into a lot of hand traps. Maxi's kind of poop, but Blue Loss is manageable. A lot of hand traps you can deal with finding against Ash and Perm, they do stuff, but they're not like huge. You can play a large number of engines, so you can play one second well, and you try to enter a grind game and value-based game where your true whites, your maiden of whites, Spirit Dragon really go for all that value. And similarly to Centurion, you have this ability to put up Omni-Negates with your ultimate Spirit Dragon. You have the removal, like with Phalanx, you have your Blue Eyes Trap. So the deck has a lot of merit to it, but to me it feels similar to Centurion. It's just the same type of thing. And Unlike the TCG, importantly, no Primite cards, which is another aspect of the grind game that helps out Blue Eyes a lot of TCG, as well as it gives it further interruptions and negations to let it cope versus the wide variety of decks in the meta. This deck is by no means a unplayable or bad deck, so I wouldn't just brush this off as something to not expect. Especially with popularity, I would not be surprised if several of these made the top 100 and was popular, but I don't expect it to be.
What's your rank in Pocket? I am Great Ball rank 3.
The first deck I want to talk about is kind of not really
I'm on my rank up for grade 4. Holy shit, what's that noise? Please, thank you so much for the resubscription. Oh, Orm. 4 months? That's crazy. I can't believe I've been around. I'm at Ultra Ball 1 so far? Nice. I wanted to get to it yesterday. I just did a whole grind stream, but I disconnected and my OBS was shitting, so. I heard Ultra Ball rank 1 to Master is hard though, because it's like all the points from beginner to Ultra 1. Like you have to accrue all those points. So like, dang, that's a lot. And plus 10 plus minus 7 seems hard. Well, I mean, it just seems time consuming.
Like Fire King or Rusty even or Tyr, which plays still not engine and engine, so not full on combo decks. They have an easy time pushing through your midfields because they're not built to last against everything.
Average probably is a lot better than the average MD player as well.
That's about it. So they have a little bit of extra push.
Damn.
It gets a little complicated. Still, I think this deck is a solid pick as it can be very good in grind games. It can be very consistent.
Yeah, I noticed like at least when I got to Great Ball tier, when I people are conscious of what my cards can do. Like when I summon Hitmonlee, they're like not putting shit in the bench until like I've gotten outplayed a few times. Just be the Jesse Cotton on Pocket? There's no way. There's gonna be some TCG player smurfing on Pocket, bro.
Engine holds its own very well. This deck also can play going second very well because the firing cards are fantastic in the fields, being great to push through disruption and to destroy your opponent's cards and go for lethal shots pretty easily. This all comes with the downside though. And the biggest downside here is that you can't play as much on engine. Now, it may seem like a direct negative.
When Blue Eyes goes, opponent negates Sage, Sage just Slink, add field, double summon. If you had second Sage, use the first effect again, not once per turn. That's so nice. That's beautiful.
And I think that is worth something. As well as versus half fields, because you only had 1 or 2 hand traps, you have more gas to push through them. I think this deck is still just incredibly underrated. It's so powerful. That being said, it's a bit harder to pilot. I'll give it that much. And it can also crumble to consistency sometimes. It's by no means the perfect deck. I'm putting it as a strong choice that can easily win the cup or do very well. But at the end of the day, I still think the other Snake Eye variants will edge it out. Now moving on, we got one other deck on this list that is pretty similar to Snake Eye. It is Yubel. Yeah, not actually a Snake Eye deck, but we've always called it like a Snake Eye deck in disguise. It plays very similar. And yeah, I mean, this deck is very good. The old problem with Yubel has been alleviated, where you had no spell interruptions. Now you have Ardress, but also Busy Rate. It's just like Snake Eye in that way. As well as this deck has gotten better for face with cards. It's a good deck, and Yubel always has the nice upside to it where it's been pretty good at skill checking players, where it's kind of obscure card design in some ways, like destruction by battle, the force to attack, reflecting damage, can beat players who are either tired, mentally drained, or just not experienced against Yubel. That being said, I do think this deck can play a little less non-engine than Snake Eyes.
Spirit from hand.
It's a little less consistent than Snake Eyes, and it's a little worse.
What are you saying about non-OPT on normal summon effects, Reggie?
Yeah. Except for the skill check.
Caught Alistair, caught Sam's haircut is wild to me. Wait, we need a haircut check him.
This may not be that much surprise, as several players in the top 10 kind of obscure card design in some ways, like destruction by battle, the force to attack, reflecting damage, can be players who are either tired, mentally drained, or just not experienced.
It must have been
That being said, I
earlier.
do think destruction by battle, a good deck, and you always has the nice upside to it where it's been pretty
That's
good.
not bad. Come on,
Card
man.
design in some ways, like destruction by battle, even if it's not as represented as this thing. Now I still have 2 more picks for strong choices at the event.
Sage is 26 with Blue Eyes card. Most likely is gonna be balanced before other Blue Eyes cards.
Stunned. Now, if you're keeping up with
Normal summon Sage. Oh, you're just... Yeah, oh, you're so sweet. Normal summon Alistair. Hello, human resources. Oh my god. I just saw that coming. Hello, human. Oh my god.
You can get away with your opponent making half fields or building fields that are inefficient against you, and you're able to claw back and claim victory against them. But this deck did also get another a little bit frustrating to be honest. That is 7th Tachyon. So this may not seem like direct support, but you can reveal a giant hand to add a level 4 Earth or Rock in your hand, and guess what is both of those? Boss mana. So when Boss mana just got restricted, we now have a way to reaccess Boss mana at any time. That's not something I'm happy about. It's Rise of support in the future, but until we get that, it's stun support. I think stun is actually a pretty strong choice, and we'll see several spots among the top. And for that, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, he wasn't wrong about that. I think people don't want to give Sun that much credit because it's so lame.
For the last deck here is a deck that's also seeing some bit of success in national ranks.
But it gets like adjacent support. I don't think there was a Sun decks that were on 7 Tachyon though, like people predicted. It was just mostly Floodgates, if I recall. Sun is easily top 3. Where's Tempai? Where do you put Tempai among those? Just Maiden Wishes get second stage, there come 2 stage. Nice. Noise. Tachyon goes down a card. Yeah, I figure that's like important. Top 0?
It's not amazing going second either.
Okay,
Zodiac
okay.
Incarnate's not terrible. My biggest thing here is, unfortunately, 5 Zodiac pieces. It's still the same problem as before. It sucks to draw those. So I think this deck can actually do pretty well, and I do expect to take several spots in the top 100. And I think that if anywhere Millennium has a chance to shine, it is now in Nashville. But that brings the tier list to an end. Let me know what you guys think of my rankings. As the format progresses and I learn more about the deck size that I need more data on, things may change or shift a bit. I will hopefully be playing the cup myself.
The advantage is you search stuff like Luna. Okay.
Probably Snake Eye Fiendsmith Millennium. Maybe some Fire Kings. I love the deck. I think it's pretty good. Maybe Blue Eyes because
That's actually not a bad advantage, actually. You can like answer boards. Yeah, it's not terrible. Like, cause like it's pretty redundant to be able to search a barrier statue when you're going second. If you only all your like 7th Tachyon is pretty redundant, right? If you, all your choices are just barrier statues. But like searching Luna's actually kind of unique. Sky Striker Tempai with lots of spell hand traps. The thumbnails. What? Oh my god. Yeah, statue already. Luna is way more pressure. Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Like if you have well, okay, with Morganite, that's a lot of wishful thinking because you probably spend your whole hand for that. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. All 633 experiments and Lilo and Stitch explained. This is what I'd be watching on my free time. I'm on my brain rot era. Better top deck. True. I think Millennium Snake Eye is also because we had Necrocrypt, so the third body was not crucial for us. Yeah, it actually is a good point. Who would play Millennium with our time rules? I mean, I guess. Oh, to be fair, Snake Eyes takes a while to combo. What Jesse missed here in regards to White Force. You bridge any engine to the White Force engine using feeds with ED cards. You run a small Millennium package. Blah, 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 blah. Alongside 2. Okay. To have a way to bridge off any Fiendsmith combo. Bro, finally he said, like, all this stuff could have been cut out of the sentence. Literally could have been, you can run a small Millennium package. It's like, you can bridge any engine to the White Force using Fiendsmith ED cards. Through Beatrice and Elf. Pitch a Stellar, revive with Elf. Oh my god. I'm not sure why more cards on top of not mentioning this. They should really underrate. No one's underrating. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like Jesse just doesn't, speak about decks like in detail. White Force at the top of the strong tier. Oh my god. Oh, you see more decks in your deck playing Sun. Truing. Yeah, because of Morganite. Great list. It relies on how much so many people think pure and some aren't meta threats. Yeah, I mean pure Millennium I can see because it's like a lot of it relies on your floodgates. You have a bunch of bricks you have to play. Sometimes people address that by playing 50 cards, which I disagree with, but like whatever. But like having like a board wipe in a way to protect that board wipe, it feels pretty strong. You're just a way to protect your floodgates if you just have more turns. Chatting. Okay. Da. That's kind of interesting. I can see it actually, because the Rescue Ace stuff targets. Like, I feel like the targeting protection going second comes up. What? I am Jesse's clone. I like Tear. I like Lunalight. Snow. The fuck? The Lunalight is actually kind of unique. I didn't realize Jesse was a fan of Lunalight. You know what? This might be a clone. I was watching a Netflix show called Pantheon. And I mean, this is kind of spoilers, but I don't know if anyone has watched Pantheon. It's a really good show. But like it's like about technology and like uploading your brain as a human. Like uploading your human brain into like a program, but you still have your consciousness or whatever. So like it addresses like it doesn't really address it, but it kind of like touches on like the like the ethical issues surrounding that, and like there's like a Steve Jobs analog that's like in the background of all the events. You know, he was recently deceased, and so I bring this up because one of the plot points in the show is the company who's like spearheading these like uploading humans, Blue Light for waifus. Nice. The people uploading these brains or whatever, these human consciousness. He's the CEO of that company, but since he passed away, they created like a clone of him, and like they made him experience the same exact things as the previous, like, you know, the same exact life experiences. Like they gave him a fake family, and all that shit. It was like, okay, that's fucked up. Oh yeah, there might be reveals later. Like what reveals? What JS is it? Like a particular JST? Really? Dude, I'm so mad I didn't stay up long enough to watch the next. I think I was only like 20 minutes away from watching that before I ended the stream. Noon JST. What is that? Is that an hour? That's in an hour. Let me check something. If fake fan, yeah, I fell asleep. I was so happy I got Master 1, and I was just trying to figure out things to do, and I was like, I completely forgot that was a thing. Dude, I still can't get over this. Whoever made this art, they just got Darkrai with this is literally, this card is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. This is Darkrai with this guy is Darkrai with Libromancer Doombroker's Fit. Like they just straight I mean, they didn't rip it off, but like I don't think any Blunder fans picked up on it. You know, now I'm curious if people recognize that's Doombroker. Yeah, this is I mean, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Transferring consciousness where the person live on as conscious continues digitally, but upload is just cloning, not the real person. He did not continue. True. You know, like a lot of the characters say that in the show. Because like the actual body does die. No. Okay, I'm just gonna Control F thumbnail and just read those. The thumbnail is so shiced. It's a smoking fucking orthworm. One of the best. I love this smoking orthworm. The legend sales have finally allowed the agency to have enough funds for the insane thumbnail. So they just like it. It seems, I don't know if they realize it's Doombroker though. Freddy Darkrai. Okay. Freddy Darkrai is pretty funny. Thumbnail is beyond tough. Shout out Robalo. This is thumbnail money. God damn. Agency got bread. Agency glaze. I know, dude. The agency glazing is crazy. The Freddy Darkrai. Hold on. Right next to the Ruger. K right next to the Ruger. Thumbnail goes insanely hard. Thumbnail too tough. Alright. They don't know it's Doombroker. Holy shit. They don't know. I mean, the Freddy makes sense. He wears a glove with a bunch of claws, but yeah, I'm not joking. This is Doombroker.
Always pulling up.
He's
Alright.
always popping up.
Modifier is pretty shiesty.
Alright, let's get some choices and do a poll in chat again.
Oh. Alright,
Dun,
everybody
dun.
post their type right now, and then their favorite type right now, and then me and Samo will close our eyes and randomly pick at the exact same time.
Hold on.
Shout out to Milano the Duelist.
Shout out Milano the Duelist.
My guy.
Shout out Milano.
Mayu, what's good, fam?
It may be time to just bring.
What I see.
Wait, I got a shiny Zaza?
Shout out Milano the Duelist. My guy. Or should I say, Milano the Agent. Let me see if I can. Oh shit! Guess who's online, guys? I think it's over, guys. Fullmetal Alchemist anime did the transferring consciousness, moving one soul to another object. The goat is online. Okay, the goat. Okay, the real answer to whoever the goat was Genmu. Genmu was the goat I was referring to, but she went live earlier than I expected. She went live 1 hour earlier, so I couldn't end. Also, she was in chat too. Don't tell Genmu, all right? Don't tell anyone. So I came up with a new goat, and it is Thunder Blunder 777. We were talking about the agency. All right, we're gonna rate the Blunder. He's on Twitch right now. He's playing a ROM hack. There was actually a Blunder video I wanted to watch, but I think I had to come up with a new goat, and because Genmu. All right, yeah, it was Genmu. It was Genmu. For those wondering, I don't know if I'm gonna go online later. I'll probably just react with y'all whatever the reveal is in an hour from now in Ray Discord or Josh Discord or whatever. Yeah, so I'll just everyone give just say agency dot scaper or some shit. We need a raid message agency. We need to let him know. We need to let him know. All right. Agency, yeah. I don't think he really pays attention to the Twitch. Oh shit, did I not? Okay. I did. Yeah, so I don't think he pays attention to the Twitch streams. I think he's mostly YouTube and then he just dual streams on Twitch. Yeah. Yeah, let's yeah, just give Blunder some love. I'll send you all over. How do I do this? Technology. All right, /raid Thunder Blunder 777. Yeah, but he might not notice us, but it's fine. It's fine. One of these days. All right. Yeah, Thunder Blunder's the goat. Yeah, I'll send you guys out now. I think it's time for dinner too. I can't leave the missus waiting on me. Yeah, of course, Ura. Maybe I'll stream like later, but I don't know. I have some things to take care of, and I'll probably just be doing the Genmu 5Ds watch along while doing stuff in the background if I'm not done eating. Bye bye. Yeah, Genmu kiss. Mwah. Hope tomorrow is wonderful to y'all too. Bye bye. Bye bye.